We have a student body that has students who have a lot of financial resources or healthcare resources available to them, and a lot of students who really didn't have any.
Right.
And when we went remote, which we were remote for the last half of the 2019-20 year, then all of 2020, 2021, realizing that we just needed to increase the types of interventions that were available outside of a treatment space so that our students had access to them. Very few people live within the ability to physically access the resources on our campus. So if a person's in California and they're like, wow, I'm having some issues with studying and I'm distracted, they could set their own goals. They could take an assessment that was all confidential to them. Those ways of having interventions prior to somebody saying, okay, now I need treatment are really, really important because we want to meet students at that place where they are. And, lots of people might meet the criteria of needing some sort of treatment, but lots of people don't. And so I was attracted to that piece that it had layers of resources. It's both connected to our campus and broader than our campus. One of the things that I think is a challenge for all universities, how do you onboard your new people, right? So let's take just the traditional undergraduate population. You got a roughly 18-year-old. They're so distracted by all the things that are going on for them. You're creating the opportunity for a person to say, oh, I remember that there was a thing that I wanted to learn more about, and now I'm having trouble sleeping and oh, well, I've got this platform that I'm already signed on to. Let me just go on there. And again, I can take an assessment myself. I can learn about what's at AU. That's really important to me. And I think a piece that we're still working on, I don't know that we'll ever have a full solution to this, but getting the information to somebody at the right time that doesn't rely on an office being open or, you want people who will answer the phone and talk with them, but you also want them to be able to say, let me just, in the privacy of my own space, kind of test the water a little bit first, is really important. I also think it's really important that that information look and feel inclusive. I'm not a college student anymore. And while I'd like to think that I'm welcoming, and I'd like to think that my staff is welcoming, sometimes we know that students want things that are presented to them in a way that they feel like it's in their voice. And I think that that platform does a really, really good job of having some of that. But I want to point something out that I think has been a real success for us related to that, because I will say my students are allergic to the administration. So if they perceive something as like the administration has decided this, that they find that very alienating, I'll say, when their peers are involved in it. So the point I wanted to make is we used a strategy where we really we have a whole team of fantastic peer health educators. They center this in their work. And so they're championing it. And so, yeah, sometimes the students think I sent them something, but also they're learning about it from each other, which is really important because that person, that student can also say, oh yeah, well, check this out because that's a really, really cool video that you can watch. Or, oh, have you done this self-assessment? Because I think it might help you understand a way that you and your roommate could talk to each other differently. A couple things that we haven't talked about that I think this platform has benefited the community and has been helpful to me in my role. We haven't talked yet about the impact that it has for faculty and staff. The fact that faculty and staff can go on the same platform just to see what students have available to them. It's our websites that it links back to. That's just really, really helpful. It's like a nice net that holds things. And like I said, it creates, I think multiple faculty have come back to me to say wow, that's really great. And it's set up in a way where I can talk to my students about it. When I look at the number of people who've gone directly to the I am in distress and I need help right now button, I don't know if those people would have found our resources in another way. And I'm incredibly grateful for that. Anytime we can engage somebody's ambivalence and help connect them directly to the resources, I want it. I'm going to take advantage of that because none of us actually know the answer of what's going to be the thing that somebody needs in that moment. But my philosophy is I want to everything I can do to unlock that door that you can't get past and you're feeling trapped. I want you to have it.